keep it real with ya.
Okay. I just filmed another long video, so I'm kind of like, but I want to get this video recorded because this is the video that's going up today. So I'm also going to be trying out a new editing software with this video. I hope everything goes well. Shout out to Otaku Gunzo who helped me get access to a video editing software with premium features so that I could make better edits for you guys, which has literally been my goal for like the last year or so, was to stop using my basic ass video editor, especially after it destroyed me with the whole Discord discussions video. But so I don't intend for this video to be too long. If it is, I'm sorry. But I just want to do a light-hearted topic today. I want to talk about some fun stuff. I want to give you an update. I want to talk about cats. Cats. So right now is about a little bit after noon. So the girls just got through eating, so that's why they're not in here. But they'll be here in here any minute now to come and bother me, either wanting more food or wanting to be snuggled. Um, so update on Morticia. Morticia is she's been getting sick lately. Well, she's always getting sick, but I had actually been able to push it off a little bit with some like homeopathic stuff that I got off Amazon that my friend recommended to me, and that's helped a lot. But she's starting getting sick again. When Morticia gets sick, she immediately wants to like snuggle me, cuddle me, be all up under me, be on top of me and everything, which would be cute. But it's kind of sad because it's like, oh, she must really feel sick that now she needs to be like as close to me as possible. Um, and I obviously snuggle her, love on her, everything like that. I gave her some prednisone earlier today with a meat stick, so hopefully that'll help her start feeling better again. I will say that Morticia's been getting better at responding to her name. And it's been like, geez, let's see. When did I get Sadie? I got Sadie during COVID. 2022. Yeah, I got Sadie during COVID. So it's been 2 years with Sadie. It's been 1 year with Morticia. And so she's getting better at like responding to her name and everything. Her behavior is much more predictable and she's been less destructive. Yes, thank God. She's been less destructive in my kitchen. So I've come home, I've left them out a few times. I've come home and my drawers were still closed. And I was like, oh my God. Like she actually stayed out of the kitchen. Well, I don't believe she stayed out of the kitchen, but I believe she went into the kitchen and then said, nah, whatever. And there's Sadie right on time. Hey, Sadie. Yeah. What you doing? You want to say something? Come on up here. Thank you. The star of the show, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. So I will say Sadie's not a regular cat. I think Sadie is a human who was really, really good in her previous life. And because of that, she was reincarnated as a cat. So she can get adopted by me and then all the love and snuggles and naps she could possibly want. I don't know what she's doing. She's just trying to figure out how comfortable she is. Oh, in the corner of the screen. Um, but yeah, so Sadie, like I said in my other videos, when I adopted Sadie, she trained really easily. So like me, telling her where to go or trying to get her to scratch the scratching post instead of the carpet, she still scratches the carpet, but she really goes after that scratching post. Like the scratching post it look crazy because she be going at it. Um, Pulling her claws back whenever she's like, touching me or laying on me. She only actually scratches me with her claws by accident, or if she's trying to like grab something out of my hand or trying to be playful, her claws will come out and I'll be like, ow, and then she runs off. But she's gotten a lot better at following directions. I think ever since we got Morticia, she started acting a little like, you know what I mean? Like she started acting out because I think she was mad at me for bringing another cat into the house, and I understand. Um, Sadie very much likes being alone, and Morticia very much likes being all on top of her. And Morticia, she loves to snuggle, so she's always trying to snuggle Sadie, and Sadie's like, "Get the fuck away from me!" And I shared some pictures in my Discord of it because Literally, they were both sleeping on the cat bed, and the cat bed has plenty of room for both of them. But Morticia wants to snuggle up to Sadie. She doesn't want to sit on the other side of the bed. So she did that, and they got into a fight. And I tried to take a picture of them when they were snuggling, and it happened so fast that my camera caught the picture of the fight, like in midair, just like swinging on each other. And they do this too. They fight every night when I'm in the shower too. I keep them in the shower. One, because if I don't keep Sadie in the bathroom, she's gonna pluck the carpet until she gets into the bathroom. And two, with Morticia's respiratory issues, it's just good for her to get that steam. But they always fight. They always fight when I'm in the shower. And I have to, and I, as soon as I peek around the corner, they both freeze and they look at me. And it's hilarious. I don't even have to say anything anymore. Like they just freeze and they look at me. And then I pull the corner back and then they start fighting again. And then I do this with the corner and they freeze. Like, and I'm just like, y'all know exactly what y'all doing and getting on my damn nerves. But some of the things I was telling my friend who has cats, because she was like, "Oh, my cats run the house, blah 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 blah," and I noticed that people be saying that a lot to me, like, "Ooh, the cats run the house, the cats rule the house." My cats do not rule this house. They do not run this house. This is my house. I pay the rent. They ain't got no job. They not, they be in some of these videos, but they ain't making me no money. Like, I pay the rent up in here. And I have a very specific lifestyle that I live, which is mostly quiet. I don't have a lot of people over, and I go to bed early and I wake up early. And I don't like hearing random noises in the middle of the night in my apartment when I'm asleep. So my cats have a bedtime. It don't matter what you did today. It don't matter if you napped all day. It don't matter if you played all day. When it hit like 9 p.m., it's bedtime. And depending on how they feel, they'll fight me about it. Like Sadie, she'll be like walking around like having a little attitude, but she'll go in that room. Morticia will try to hide from me under the couch. I have a grabber. I get my grabber. I get her out from under the couch, and then she goes into the room, and then she gets on the cat bed, and then she goes to sleep. Um, and then after a certain period of time, when me and Sadie are asleep, Morticia will hop on the bed with us and sleep with us. Um, but sometimes if Sadie doesn't want to go to bed, she'll stand by the door, she'll meow, she'll be like meow, meow. And I'll be like, Sadie, come to bed. She'll be like, meow, like kind of like a whine meow. Yes, I'm mimicking you, Sadie. It's fine. She looked up like, what is that? But like she'll does this whine voice whenever I'm trying to make her stop doing something that she wants to do. And I'm like, Sadie, get on this bed. Get on this bed. Like I'm not playing with you. I said that and Sadie looked at me and then she just climbed on the cat bed. Hold on, let me show you. Say hey, Sadie. Okay, Sadie don't care. Um, there's two beds. So there's the big bed that's like sturdy, and then there's another like little floppy bed behind it. In case Morticia can't get on that bed, she gets on the other bed. Um, but Morticia also loves sleeping behind me on this futon, and she loves sleeping on the ace flag specifically. So they don't like sleeping on soft things. They like sleeping on things that are a little more rough. Um, but yeah, so Sadie used to be mostly nonverbal before Morticia got here. So like I could tell by Sadie's body language if I was getting on her nerves. So like if Sadie wants to go into the kitchen, right? I'll see her come from the bedroom and start heading to the kitchen. She'd be walking with a purpose. And as soon as she do it, I get this tone in my voice and I'd be like, you better turn around. And then she'll turn around like I wasn't even going over there. Like that's not what I was doing. Um Her and Morticia like to pretend sometimes when they're trying to go in the kitchen and I catch them, they will pause and they'll start grooming themselves to make it seem like they were just grooming themselves and not actually trying to get into the kitchen. But we know what you was trying to do. We know what you was trying to do. And I actually, because I couldn't, because TJ Maxx is playing with wanting to charge me $60, $70 for this thing, I wanted to get a gate for the kitchen. And don't get me wrong, I know cats can jump gates, but Sadie doesn't like jumping that much, so it would keep her out the kitchen for the most part. But TJ Maxx playing with the price of it, so I just got this super long box from when I got something from Amazon, and I filled it with stuff, and then I put it in front of like the area of where the kitchen is. And because of the effort it takes them to jump over it, I either hear them when they jump over it or I see them out the corner of my eye jumping over it. And so I always catch them. Morticia, she knows that she does to do this thing where I'll be calling her and she'll act like I'm just gonna pretend I don't hear. I'm just gonna pretend I don't hear. And as soon as she hears me move on the couch to where, like, if you're about to get up, you hear the little noise the couch makes, she barrels out of there, jumps out of there, runs into the room. Cause she run into the room because she know when Morticia and Sadie are in trouble, they go in her bedroom. So when Morticia knows that I'm about to come get her, she will either jump out of the kitchen and run into the bedroom because she knows she's in trouble, or she'll try to run from me and go under the couch. And if she goes under the couch, I'm just like, whatever. Just stay under the couch. I don't have the energy to go get the grabber and grab you and pull you and all that stuff. Um, but with Sadie, Sadie understands my verbal cues a lot better. Now, don't get me wrong, I know she don't speak English, but I like to say that she speak English because when I get the mom tone in my voice, she very much goes with it. She's why are you looking at me like that? So like she understands the certain commands. So certain commands like no, she understands because like I'll do it. She'll either stop doing what she's doing or she'll whine and then I'll say no again and then she'll stop. Down, she understands. So I could be away from her. Like she could be across the room up on something and I'd be like, Sadie, down. And she'll look at me and then she'll jump down. If she don't jump down the first time, she'll jump down the second time. There's times when she's gone into the kitchen and I've been calling her and I do the whole countdown thing. So I'll do like the one, two, and then on the end of the two, she's running out of the kitchen. Because I used to do one, two, and when I got to three, I would come get her. But she don't let me get to three. She comes out of the kitchen. And it's so funny because I was telling my therapist about this. She was like, "It's funny how you hate your cats in the kitchen because you also hate being in the kitchen." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want any of us to be in there. I don't want to be in there because the only time I go in the kitchen, I gotta wash dishes, I gotta cook some shit, gotta chop vegetables and everything. It's annoying." Um, and whenever my cats are in the kitchen, they're getting cat fur and everywhere. Like I have to wipe down my counters regularly. I have to wipe down my stove top regularly just to make sure because even if they don't jump up on it, fur will get on it. So no, they do not rule the house. They do not run around doing whatever the fuck they want to do because I have anxiety. And if I'm asleep and I hear a random noise on the other side of my apartment, I'm gonna assume someone has brought a ladder, climbed up the balcony, and bust through my window to get into my apartment. I'm gonna have all types of thoughts in my dreams when I hear random noises. So no, they have to go in the room with me at night. They have to go to bed with me. They do not get to be up and running around and playing. There's a couple times when they have done that and I've gotten on them about it because I know that cats get energy at night. But they also know that it's sleep time and you can do zoomies, but don't fight each other because then I'm gonna have to hear cats screaming. So I let them do a little zoomies if they have the energy. Or I will like try to play with them to get the energy out so they can go to bed. But for the most part, they go to bed with me and they sleep through the night. When my alarm goes off, they get up with me. They eat their breakfast at that same time, so they get up with me. After they done that, they run around, they play, whatever, and then they come into the room with me where I'm working and they sit with me up until I would say 11 a.m. Around 11 a.m., they go into the closet and then they camp out in front of the auto feeder until that goes off at noon, and then they eat lunch at noon, and then they eat dinner at 6 around the same time that I eat dinner. So I'm very very regimented with my cats. It's not just a whenever you feel like doing stuff. Yes, Sadie, I'm making a video. I'm gonna keep talking. Sadie looking at me because she want me to shut the fuck up, and I'm literally making a video. Um, But that's literally like they don't mind hearing the sound of like Sadie doesn't mind the TV being on when she sleep, but she cannot stand hearing me talk when she's sleeping. It always makes her wake up. So she's giving me the angry look like, "Don't you see I'm trying to sleep?" And she's also looking at her sister trying to figure out what she's doing down the hallway. Hopefully not getting into shit. But yeah, I keep them on a very tight schedule to match up with my schedule, and it works. Like, and as I'm saying, when I say like Sadie's not a regular cat, I didn't realize until I got Morticia that what I'm doing is not normal. It's not normal for cat owners. Like Regular cat owners, they just like let their cats do whatever. And like I know people who like they just free feed their cats. They just leave out a shit ton of food for the cats to eat all day. And I'm just like, no. Like if I left that out, Morticia would eat the whole thing. And then she'll be complaining by noon when she's thrown up 3 times. Like I'm not doing that. I did used to free feed Sadie, but when I free fed Sadie when she was the only cat, she gained weight. So then they made me stop free feeding her. So once Morticia got in, I was like, I'm not gonna free feed you because Morticia would climb her whole ass body into a box of cat food and just eat, 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 throw up, and then eat again. Um, and I'm not having it. I'm not dealing with the throw up on my carpet. I do have a good method of getting that up, but I don't want to deal with it anymore. Um, Another thing Sadie likes to do, and I think I posted a video of this on TikTok at some point, but Sadie likes to play fetch. That's another thing she does that's not a cat thing. She likes to play fetch. She has her favorite balls, and she would bring the ball to me so that I can throw it so that she can chase it around. She bats it around and everything, and then she picks it up and she brings it back to me. And if I'm not paying attention, she'll say meow, and then I'll look over and I'll see the ball and then I'll throw it. Um, but she loves doing that at random times, just whenever she feels like that. When in terms of play, I go with the cat's flow. So like whenever Sadie feels like playing fetch, I will play fetch with her. I'm not gonna force her to play fetch. Whenever Morticia feels like playing, because they have these little cat tunnels, and Morticia loves it when I get a one of them toys with a string on it that looks like a bird or something. She loves for me to put that at the end of a tunnel, and then she chases after it, and she loves running through the tunnels and doing that. So there'll be some times when she's acting up and I get her and then she goes to get in the tunnel and I'm like, "Oh, you want to play. I see." And so I like play with her for a little bit until she gets tired. And it used to be that they would like fight over toys and stuff like that or fight over food. And now they are no longer fighting over food. Thank goodness. They're not fighting over treats. They're not fighting over toys. Sadie will watch Morticia play with the toy. I could turn the toy on Sadie and Sadie would play with the toy and Morticia would watch her. So they're very much respecting each other's boundaries now, which is really good. I still separate them when they're eating because gets nervous that Morticia's going to try to eat her food or her wet food. And Morticia takes longer to eat now, so then Sadie might go over and take her wet food once she's done eating. So I still do separate them, but as soon as Morticia's done eating, she's going to start meowing very loudly because she needs company. And so I will get Sadie, and Sadie will go into the bathroom with Morticia and like lick her bowl clean, and then they hang out for a little bit while I finish eating dinner. I do not allow my cats to be out and about when I'm eating because I have 2 cats and I have 2 hands. If one of my hands is busy trying to put food into my mouth, I only have one hand to fight off 2 cats who both want to eat my food. They don't care what it is. They just know I have food. And they're not going to sit. Well, one of them might be sitting like by my feet to see if I drop some food, but the other one will be trying to climb up on the table to get at whatever I'm eating. And whether that means Sadie doing this, where she tries to like grab something over the table if she can't see it, or Morticia trying to jump up and dive her face into something. Or there's one time Sadie just ran from across the room and just straight up dived into my plate. And I was just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? What is happening right now? Like they want to eat anything that I'm eating and they do not care that I'm eating it and that it's mine. They don't care if they just ate. They will be diving into my food. And so because of that, I usually have to put them both up. And I can't just put them in my bedroom because Sadie will like try to open the door. And that's really annoying because she like bangs on the door and she like puts her hand under the door and starts doing this and making it kind of like shake and everything. So I have to put them in the bathroom and I have to put them in the bathroom together or Morticia will be upset that she's alone. So usually I put them both in the bathroom together while I finish eating dinner. Sometimes I will put up Sadie only and I can fight off Morticia because Morticia understands that if I like smush her face a few times, that she kind of doesn't go after my food as much. But Sadie does not give a fuck. If I smush Sadie's face, she's gonna whine and then she's gonna smack me. So the more aggressive cat gets put up most of the time when I'm trying to eat anything, especially something with dairy. If it's dairy or if it's some kind of meat or some kind of fish, I especially have to put them up because they will lose their shit if they can't get into it. And then Morticia, when Morticia's sick, especially, I put her up because she'll be trying to like sniff at my food and then get into a sneezing fit, and I do not want a cat sneezing on my food. I don't want that happening. So, I feel like at this point I do have things under control with them in terms of my allergies. I am feeding them exclusively the allergy cat food. Yes, more expensive, but they're just two cats. They don't eat that much. So I can really make a big bag go a long way. Um with those two. So I'm just doing that right now. What I feel like is everything else is attacking my immune system because I'm not feeling as allergic to cats as I did before, but I'm feeling allergic to everything else. So I'm still like congested and sneezing and all of that stuff, which sucks. But another thing I noticed on my cats that helps me like predict what they're about to do, they like to rub their face on doors before entering a room. So if I don't want them going in the kitchen and I notice that they're rubbing their face on the corners of like the openings of the kitchen, I know that they're trying to go into the kitchen. Um, but I just thought that was funny that other people just let their cats do whatever, go wherever. Like, no, I have to regularly wipe down my surfaces. Like, I can't leave food out to cool if they are out and about. I had somebody online one time try to call me dirty and nasty because I said I have to put my cats in a room while my food is cooling. Um, because I don't want them eating any food that I've left out on the counters or stuff like that. And they tried to make it seem like I was just nasty, like I just leave food sitting around. And I'm just like, I can't take the food straight out of the oven and put it in the refrigerator. That's not how that works. Or like when I mentioned that, they might try to lick a dish or something. And so I have to wash my dishes regularly. They accuse me of being nasty and not washing my dishes. Like, it doesn't matter if there's no food on a plate, they're gonna smell that there was food somewhere on this dish and they're gonna try to lick it. And I don't want my cats licking my dishes. I think that that's gross. Um, Especially when I'm allergic to them. I don't like I'm not like people who are like, "Oh yeah, my cats can lick my face. They can, kiss me out of stuff." I don't do all of that. There's been a couple times when Sadie has licked my face and the way that I reacted when she did it, I was like, "Mm, mm, no." And so she doesn't do it often, but every now and then if I'm holding her she would do it also. So Morticia never had a problem being picked up. Sadie had a huge problem being picked up. She hated being picked up. I could not pick. My friend sent me a video of her picking up her cat. I could not pick up my cat that way. So with Sadie I usually have to pick her up and like carry her like a football. Now she's gotten better where I can like literally pick her up and hold her like a baby, and she'll put her arms around my shoulders like she's hugging me, and I'll just like hold her for a minute. And I think she, at first, she was like, I don't like this, but now I think she likes it because she'll be like wanting attention. And she loves being on my chest, but I can't stand her being on my chest because I have to breathe. But if I'm standing up and I pick her up and I like hold her against my chest, like she'd be like purring and stuff. And so she likes that. So I really do treat them. Oh, looks like Morticia's going for the other cat bed that you saw. So I really do treat them like children. I do feel like they should know better in some areas. Um, just by the way that they behave when I get upset or when I respond to them trying to do something that they known multiple times I'm not down with them doing. I do feel like they know better in those areas, even if they don't know, like, oh, I did a bad thing. Like, how some people, dogs look sad after they get caught doing some shit. They never look sad. They just look like, oh, you caught me. Okay, I'm gonna do something else and then I'll try it later. You know what I mean? That's really how they act, which I think is pretty funny. Morticia, Morticia, what you doing? Why was you in that bag? Yeah, I got a camera. Hello. There's Sadie Ball over there, the little pink one. anyways, you see how messy my room is sometimes. Sometimes I just leave stuff out for them, like that piece of paper that's on the floor. That's because the cats like to sit on paper, so I just leave it out for them. Um, so I leave little things around for them to like play with when they get bored. Also, from time to time, they like to be on the window because of the squirrels that like to come by. And there's also, I think there's several wasp nests in the tree behind my apartment. So whenever it gets to a certain temperature, the wasps just come and they just start knocking on the windows and knocking on my doors and trying to come in. And it's funny because I got up one morning to like, so I had the pest control guy come and he told me that he found a wasp that was lodged in my door frame, but it was still alive. It was just stuck. So he sprayed it and killed it. And now I think he caused the problem because the next wasp actually made it into the apartment. And I was like, why is Morticia just over here sitting by my shoes? She don't do this. I know Sadie does, but Morticia don't do this. Something's wrong. And so she was like really interested in something. And I was like, ain't no toys over there. It's just my shoes. And as I got closer and looked in the dark, I saw something moving. I was like, well, I know my shoestrings don't move. So I turned the light on. So I ran and I got some Raid, first of all. And I turned the light on, and sure enough, it was a big ass wasp that was trying to find its way into my shoe. Um, and Morticia was just like looking at it like, what the fuck is this? And as I sprayed it, it kept trying to crawl into my shoe. So my shoe is just covered in bug spray at this point. But I killed that hoe because I was like, I'm not going down this road. I'm not getting stung again. That's the only reason I haven't gone back on my balcony. Like Sadie really wants to go outside now. She thinks it's the perfect temperature to go outside. And I'm just like, no, because last time I went outside, a wasp stung me in the crotch. And that shit hurt and I was sick for like a week. So no, we're not going back outside. Not until those wasps are gone to whatever hellhole they came out of in the first place. But yeah, that's all I want to say about cats. I just want to talk to y'all about my cats and how I do cat stuff and show you my cats and tell you like funny stories about my cats. Just a little lighthearted, little something. And maybe I can add some like fun little transitions and shit over the video as well. I'll see what happens when when I upload this to the editing thing. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Like I said, I always hop into Discord. Happy to talk to you guys or even get ideas about new videos. Um, if you want, please support me on Coffee. I'll have those links in the description. A coffee donation goes way, way farther than you watching a video with an ad because I make like less than pennies on every video. So because if I made a penny on every video, I'd at least get $1. But I make less than pennies on every video. So any amount that you want to donate on coffee goes a very, very long way, and it's a huge contribution to me. Um, and once all of this nonsense that I'm dealing with comes down, I'll be making some videos that I will want to put exclusively on coffee. Um, for those of you who have donated to me in the past, because I really, really do appreciate it. But like I always say, guys, take care of yourself, drink your water, eat food, take naps because you deserve it and nobody's going to do it for you. I love you guys. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Remember to vote. Um, that's very, very important right now. They be forgetting to tell you how important it is. It's very important to vote right now. So remember to get out there and do that. Election day is November 8th, I believe. For those of you in the US. Um, those of you outside the US, just you could tune in and laugh at us because yeah, it's America. Um, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.